till he's sober. Put him in the longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Drunken says she knows. Drunken says she knows. Drunken says she knows. Early in the morning. Hooray! Up she rises. Hooray! Up she rises. Hooray! Up she rises. Early in the morning.
I forgot to acknowledge the soloist for Drunken Sailor. Let's do that now. Here is one of them. And here is...
Esta solo llorando en silencio.
Our soloist on that piece was Miss Kayla Dean. Let's give it up for Kayla one more time. This is Cardinal Choir. It's 9th grade sopranos and altos, and we meet every day, first hour. And if you are new to the high school schedule, then you're adjusting, but that means we start the day singing at 7:40 a.m., and sometimes the first 20 minutes of class are just kind of waking up. But they're delightful to work with, and we've grown so much since the beginning of the school year, and they've just been a joy for me to teach. I just want to do a couple of audience things now as we get into the concert. So this is a concert hall, and it's a little bit different in terms of how we applaud and give praise for the people who are on the stage. So if you hear something that you really like, then you should just clap heartily for it. And if it was so good that just sitting and clapping isn't quite enough, then you can stand and clap for it. Well, that was so good. And if that's still not enough, you're like, that, I didn't even know that kind of music was possible, sort of impressed, then you can stand and clap, and then you can yell sort of concert hall appropriate words like bravo or encore, or my personal favorite from England, huzzah! If you need at any time to take a break, you need to run to the restroom, or you have a call that you need to answer, if you could please do that in between songs, that would be most appreciated when there is applause, or huzzahing, as it may be. And of course, if you are taking a video, we know that you are so pleased and proud of your students on the stage, but we have these awesome cameras here tonight from CTN, and this whole concert will be available on YouTube with the professional recording equipment. So let's let the professionals do the job, and keep your phones away and off, and just enjoy being here in these moments with us tonight. And then you can send the YouTube video to all of your family and friends all around the world, because it's on the World Wide Web. We'll send out the link once we have it. We're really excited to be singing for you tonight, and we're so glad that you took the time to be here. Our next piece is in Latin, and you can see the translation in your program. And then our third piece is a fun gospel tune, Ticket to the Kingdom.
Glory kingdom, I gotta take it to the glory land.
Hi again. This is Cantabile. This is our level 2 mixed ensemble, and it's the largest it's ever been. I mean, we're like overflowing on the stage. Do you see? We had to buy new robes because we didn't have enough for all of them, but they look really great. And they came in like a day before it was time to use them, so we were really grateful they arrived. Our first piece is Carlos Dominguez, and the kids really identify with this because of the text. It's written, I think, in your program for you to follow, but we all can identify with people around us who are searching and they can never find what they're looking for, and they're always upset or they're angry and frustrated, and we just can't explain it. We want to ask the question, why? What's going on? Why are you having this problem? So we have these two characters. We have the storyteller character, and then we have Carlos Dominguez, who answers back to the storyteller and gives him the answers to the questions. This is Carlos Dominguez.
Carlos Dominguez, Some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. And some say love is everything, some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain, like a fire when it's cold outside, thunder when it rains. If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, my memories of love will be of you. My memories of love will be of you.
This group has been so fun to teach. And if you're curious, Mr. Geiger didn't like quick walk off stage and then transform. We both teach this class, so we both have the honor and joy of conducting and working with them. And this third piece that we're about to present to you, we really have had about 7 days of rehearsal on this piece. We were working on Carlos Dominguez and working on Perhaps Love, and we were like getting them ready, and we were getting kind of close to the concert, and they were ready with these two pieces. And so Mr. Geiger and I just said, hey, would you guys like to learn another one? They're like, yeah! So we started working on it, and we got back from MEA break, and we said, okay, so it's in a pretty good spot, and we have two choices. Either we can just sort of sing it and enjoy it in class, or we can work really hard and get it ready for the concerts this week. And they're like, let's work really hard! And so we did, and this third piece, really, they've learned in about 7 days, and it's so fun, and they sing it really well, and we're just so proud of them for being that driven to learn another piece of music and get it ready to share with you tonight. So here is Soon and Very Soon.
Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we
It's a very enthusiastic huzzah there. Thank you. Our next choir that's coming on is bel canto. We meet every day during the 4th hour of the day, and the pieces that we're singing are really varied in style. The first one is an operatic duet. It's from an opera written by a French composer. We'll be singing it in French. And it's a scene that takes place between Lakme and Malika, who is Lakme's confidant and servant. But in this duet, they're going out to gather flowers, lotus blossoms on the river. And it's this lovely duet about friendship and traveling together. And in the opera, at the end of this duet, the two singers are singing from off stage, and so we do a little special thing to sort of give that musical idea. The second piece is one of my favorite pieces for treble voices. It's called The Piece of Wild Things, and I really encourage you to look at the text in the program. It's a really powerful poem by Wendell Berry, and it talks about in our lives, so much, especially those of us who have kids, so much of our existence is spent on the things that come next. We finish one thing and we're thinking about the thing that has to be next. I have to do the laundry, or I have to get my kid to soccer, or I have to do this, I have to do that. And the Piece of Wild Things is all about taking a moment to rest in the world as it is around us right now. And one of the most powerful moments in the text, I think, is the line, I go lie down in the Piece of Wild Things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. We spend so much time worrying about something that may happen that we stop being present in the moment. And that line is an invitation to stop taxing ourselves with the forethought of grief, but rather to just be in the world as it is, with all of its snow in October, and there aren't any herons here anymore. They've gone south, but it's still an invitation to be where we are and to enjoy all that life has to offer us, and to not overlook that in the busyness that we experience in our day-to-day lives. So a super great piece. And then Bring Me a Little Water, Sylvia, is so fun too. I think you'll love that one. So this is bel canto. concert would not be what it is without the help and the support of the administration in our building. They're so supportive of the arts, and they do everything that they can to make sure that students who want to be in music are here. And I know that our activities director, Mr. Wallrath, is here, and I just want to do a shout out and a thank you. So if you would please help me say thank you to our administration. Thank you for being here, supporting. And if you're not sure who that is, you'll be able to find him easily after the concert, because he'll be about a head taller than everybody else and his scalp will be shining. That's not mean. It's just honest. This is The Piece of Wild Things.
When despair
This next piece is by Robert Schumann, who is integral in the development of what is called the art song in Western Europe. He wrote many, many, many compositions, and lots of his compositions are sung still around the globe today. This piece is called Zigeunerleben, which means gypsy life. And you can see in your program that there is a ton of text. This is all about storytelling and text painting. And it's written in German, but we're singing it in English, because look at all those words. It's a really fun piece. It has lots of colors in it throughout. And I just have to tell you beforehand, I know I've acknowledged her in our performances previously, but this piece is so hard at the piano. Today, Mr. Geiger and I were talking about it in class, and he said, that piece just makes you feel bad as a pianist. It's so hard, but we have a brilliant accompanist, Jan Scoville, so let's just give it up for her. She just says she likes this one. So those of you over here, you can watch the paint fly off the keys over here as she plays. It's really like fireworks on the piano, but it's a fun piece, and we hope you enjoy the story of Zigeunerleben.
Torches, a flicker of light, as patches of color take shape in the night. The wandering gypsy, so wild, free of care, with eyes flashing brightly, with dark flowing hair, submerged at the bank of the Nile, sacred far, submerged by the fire of one space southern glow. From campfires of blazing stars, with branches of light, men making preparing the meal, and filling the goblets with wine as they kneel. And songs and old legends they sing in the night of gay Spanish gardens, so blooming and bright. Magical ancestral legends are told, passed on to the young once again by the old. Begins now to dance.
Bright as a torch burns her passionate glance. A strumming guitar and the cymbals ring. As wild and wilder they all dance and sing.
To rest and all weary from nocturnal play, to rest deep in slumber, to dream as they may.
from the composer on this piece are the best. Go Lovely Rose is one of the most famous and quoted short verses in all of English literature. It is a lyric poem with 4 stanzas, 5 lines each. The rose is a unifying image and symbolizes youth, the brevity of beauty, and the yearning for companionship. The conversation between the speaker and the rose, a metaphor for a beautiful woman, gets more intense with each stanza as the speaker's appeal becomes more urgent. The human need to be wanted and loved has not changed since time began, even though it is demonstrated in different ways. It is poetry such as Go Lovely Rose that stays our mind, if even for a few fleeting moments, on innocence, purity, and the beauty that exists when 2 souls are truly connected. We're so glad you're here tonight, and we're really, really privileged to work with your kids. Thanks for supporting them in this endeavor. The school day is filled with intellectual stimulation and a chance to articulate who we are in our mind intellectually, but very little do we get to talk about our emotional selves. And yet high school kids are bombarded by emotional stimulus every minute of every day. And in our class in music, we get a chance to articulate that emotion, get a chance to make it known, to get it out there and to experience it in a way that makes sense and helps us all to be at peace, to understand love, to have an adventure, all of those things in song. We really believe that music changes the world. It changes individuals, it changes how we work with each other, changes communities, and it changes Coon Rapids High School. So thanks for being a part of this awesome, powerful thing called music, and for encouraging your kids to be a part of it too. This last piece now is Osifuni Mungu, and it's just really fun. We have a bunch of solos in here. It starts with Matt Rierig, and then there's Alex Findley, and then Alex Morange brings up the last group. Have fun. Thanks for coming on Friday and seeing our show, and have an awesome weekend.
Viumbe vyote vya Mungu wetu, viumbe vyote vya Mungu wetu, pazeni sauti, pazeni sauti,
Lift up your voice and with us sing. Thou burning sun with golden beams.